Hello, I'm Lauren Markham. Thanks for joining us on AFL Riverina TV. He's one of those players who really has done it all in local footy, but as hard as it is to believe, the clock appears to be winding down on Brad Aiken's amazing career. The next two rounds look like being his final appearances at the Crossroads Oval. We caught up with a genuine local legend recently to talk all things footy.
I'm lucky enough to play under a bloke around here by the name of Laurie Pendrick. He was an icon around here. He was good at most sports. He was a very good motivator. He was a lot like Shane Lennon in a way. They just taught me how to be competitive, and it's not wrong to want to win all the time, and just to hone your skills and just be a good competitor. I had a couple of years down in Melbourne. I was fortunate enough to play under Alan Izzard, and he played 200 odd games at Essendon, and I learned a bit off him. I only played 2 games under him, but that was enough for me to take something away from it and use in my football career.
You're obviously getting closer to the end of your career than the start of it, mate. How much do you enjoy coaching, and is it something you'd like to do more of?
Yeah, I love coaching because it obviously gives me the opportunity to put something back into the footy around Wagga and hopefully pass on something that I've learned from previous coaches that I've had. But it's still a learning curve for me as well, because I'm have the opportunity to work with some of the some players that have played AFL footy, and it's obviously also learning for me as well.
Mate, you've played more than 300 first grade games. Congratulations on bringing that up this year. If there was something that you could tell the Brad Aiken who first came into first grade years ago that you've learnt now as a 300 gamer, what would it be about the way to approach footy these days?
Just to be more dedicated and give it everything you got. You only get one opportunity sometimes in football, and if you don't take them opportunities when they're in front of you, well, they can easily go by.
How different's footy now to both the way it's played and the way you approach it? I'm talking at local level compared to when you were sort of 17, 18.
It's a lot more organised. It's run a lot better, and obviously you got a lot of people still behind the scenes that probably do a lot of the same things, but they just physios and doctors, and we have personal trainers now and stuff like that. So back 20 years ago you just had a coach and he ran the whole show. So it has evolved a lot in the last 20 years. Just the pace of it. They're a lot fitter now. The kids are getting a lot bigger and a lot stronger earlier. It's not as in and under anymore. It's sort of a lot, the spread of the footy's a lot quicker. So it's been a good 20 years. I've had to evolve a fair bit, but that's where I suppose a bit of the age comes in, and you sort of got to use your bit of nous and stuff like that.
Are there any players who you've really enjoyed playing alongside in that time in particular?
I've played a lot of footy with Chrissy Gow. He was obviously a close mate of mine, and another bloke by the name of Adam Carey. I went right through Nathan Fuller, just blokes I've grew up with and played a lot of footy with, and been lucky enough to play, more than 200 games with. So, it's always a pleasure, and when you win premierships with them as well, it makes it even more pleasing again.
Are there blokes who stick in your mind that you've played against over the years that spring to mind quickly as really good opponents or really tough opponents?
Yeah, look, the bloke that comes to my mind the most, he used to be one of the most feared blokes in the competition when I used to play in the Farrow, big Grunner O'Leary, Mark O'Leary. He was a force to be reckoned with. He was hard, but he was fair. But he used to look after his teammates as well. And I used to love the competitiveness about him when we used to play him, because you'd turn up and you'd have to play well if you wanted to beat him.
You mentioned premierships. How much did last year's RFL victory mean for yourself and the Collingullie Footy Club breaking into that league?
Look, it was always the aim to try and win a flag in the RFL, and for the players and mostly the committee and the people that work so hard to get us there. It was just a reward for them, and at the end of the day we get the good part. We get to play footy and win the flag, but the people that got us there in the first place, the committee, Terry Fuller and Scotty Lewington and blokes like this, Sparks, Lennon, they got reward for the effort that they put in 3-4 years ago.
Amazing game too, though. Took a bit of character to dig yourselves out of that hole in the second quarter.
I don't wish to sound like Captain Obvious, but I'm going to go with it that the next goal really is crucial for the Demons to get back into this one.
My goodness, what a game we've got in our hands here.
You'd think it's just about over, and there indeed is the siren. And the Premiership Cup will be lifted aloft by the men in red and white. Collingullie, Ashmont Kapuka, 15-10-100 running
Yeah,
out
look, it
victorious.
was the old saying, like, we just got to keep at it. Like, we just kept grinding away and never give it up. And, you know, it was probably a bit of a reversal of the major semi when we played them. We sort of got the jump on them and they come back and they found a way to win, and we sort of reversed the trend in the grand final. And, you know, to our credit, we never give up, and they did the same in the second half. They kept coming, and it was a good battle. And Mango Gully are always like that. They've been like for 20 years.
Yeah. Mate, you played a bit of league and promising league player as a junior. Do you ever think about what might have happened if you had to follow that path?
Not really. My old man's still a pretty avid rugby league supporter and that, but Mum's full Aussie rules now, so not really. Like, I've always thought about when I played as a young bloke at Kangaroos and that, I enjoyed my time playing rugby league, but, you know, my main focus now has obviously been Aussie rules for the last 20 odd years, so yeah, not really.
Do you remember what it was that kept you in Aussie rules originally, or made you go that way?
Oh, not really. I just ended up going to school with blokes like Jamie Wild and fellas like that, and just started playing Aussie rules, and I suppose just fell in love with it. I just enjoyed it a lot more than what rugby league was giving me at the time, and, you know, and I've just obviously paved my own way, and you know, I've had some good leaders that have taught me a lot of things through footy, and blokes I've played against and with as well, they've taught me a lot as well. So
Your old man's been a big supporter of you over the years. What about anybody else in your life and in your footy that have been a big help to you?
Oh, look, my wife, she's been massive. We've got 3 kids, and, you know, for her to give me the opportunity to do what I do and what I love is, you know, a massive thank you to her, because without her I wouldn't be able to do that, and she's a great support, and she always has been, and she always will be.
Gully, mate, the back half of the season, what are the chances of a second flag?
Oh, look, at the moment, you know, we're in the mix. We're playing not a bad brand of footy. Injuries, if we can stay injury-free, look, I think we're as good as a chance of anyone, but footy's a funny game, anything can happen, and if we turn up and play our best footy on the day, we'll give ourselves every opportunity.
If you won another premiership at Narrandera Sports Ground, do you reckon that'd see you out at the Crossroads Oval as a player?
Probably more than likely, I'd say, and I knew you were going to ask me that.